This teachlet is on multi-digit multiplication. So here we have a multiplication problem set up in the standard algorithm, 972 times 25. I'm actually going to change the color of these two last digits, these here, the 2 and the 5, so that you can follow me when I do the math. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply this 972 by just the 5. So I'm going to ignore the 2 completely, pretend like it's not even there. The 5 is in the ones place, so the product of the multiplication by 5 is going to start in the ones place, just below the 5. And I'm going to do that in a color that matches the 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Regroup my 1. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 1 is 36. 6, regroup my 3. 5 times 9 is 45, plus 3 more is 48. So now I am finished multiplying by the 5. I'm going to pretend like the 5 isn't there because I'm done with it. The 2 is in green. It is in the tens place. So its product has to be directly underneath the 2, which means I'm going to put a placeholder right here in the ones so that nothing goes there. 2 times 2, 4. That 4 is going to go directly below the 2 in the tens place. 2 times 7 is 14, and regroup my 1. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19. Something that may be helpful when you are finished with a number like the 5 and you've regrouped, just take your eraser. Erase those regroupings. You don't need them anymore. So that when you go to multiply by your tens place, or even your hundreds place for that matter, you're not confused on which number you have to regroup. Now that I'm done with my 2, I've multiplied by both my 2 and my 5, I can add those two partial products. So both of these are considered partial products. It's part of the product, and the product is an answer of a multiplication problem. So let's get the total product. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 4 is 10. Regroup my 1. 8 plus 4 plus 1 more is 13. Regroup my 1. 4 plus 9 plus 1 is 14. Regroup my 1. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So 972 times 25 is 24,300. If one of those numbers had had a decimal in it, let's just say that let me get a different color. Let's go with blue. If there was a decimal right there, that's one decimal place in the whole problem. So my answer would need one decimal place. I would still multiply the same. I'd kind of ignore that decimal is there until the end, when I'd have to put it back in. If my problem had two decimal places, let's put one right there, then my product would have to have two decimal places, 1, 2. So when we're multiplying by decimals, we kind of forget that they're there for the moment, but then we have to go back and put them in. But we multiply just the same. The most important part of multiplying by multi-digit numbers is making sure that your product for each multiplication is in the correct place. So if I had a hundreds place here, my answer would come directly below into my hundreds place. If you're having a hard time keeping your numbers in a line, get out some loose leaf. So loose leaf has lines like this. If I turn that loose leaf on its side, I now have really great columns for writing problems. And keeping my digits nice and neat. So this number, and then I can see when I multiply by 2, my first product is going to go in the tens place. And then when I add everything up, everything is in nice, neat rows. So get out some loose leaf if you're having trouble keeping those numbers neat, and just turn it on your side so that you keep nice columns.